Okay guys and girls, so this is just a quick tutorial on how to use RiskAssess. So this is the new risk assessment online system that we're going to be using for science now, potentially in other faculty areas as well. So the first thing is where to go. So up here you'll notice the URL is just riskassess.com.au. So what I recommend is that you actually bookmark that. Okay, and for me I'll just choose to put that on my bookmark bar because it's going to be something I use quite a bit. And I go done. Now the other thing you will need is the login. So for this one you'll notice the login, the username is APHS staff, the password is APHS1673. So if you type that in, and I'd recommend just saving the password like I have so it automatically shows up when you come to the website. So we're going to log in. Now once you're in, there's a few different options. So what we can do is, if you know someone else has run this practical before, you can actually look for pracks done by that person. So let me look for one of mine. So if I search me, so let's say you talked to me, you knew I'd done a prac that you wanted to repeat, you can go, alright, I want to repeat the Half-Life with M&M's practical that Jack did. So you'd click on it. Now this is going to give you kind of the rundown of everything I did. So you would go create modifiable copy. Now all of this can stay exactly the same providing you don't change any of that. The teacher now though would become your name. So let's just go John Smith for this example. Now chemical user code, so if we have a look at the explanations here, for me, I'm a 2, so I'm a teacher with tertiary qualifications in science, but I'm certainly not chemistry trained. So I am a 2. If you have a chemistry degree, you are a 1. Okay. Likewise, if you are not science trained, you'll need to have a look at what the appropriate code is for you. Okay. So that's that one there. So for my purposes, I'd say a 2. Likewise, Joff is a 2. So this is just to help Joff out with your scheduling. So where are you going to be? Okay, so what room? So we might be in Science 2. And the period is what lesson do you intend on doing this? So lesson 4 and 5 perhaps. And you choose the date from the calendar. So you go 10th to the 6th, for example. So you can schedule this a couple of times if you need to. So if you have multiple classes, you can add more classes, schedule it more times. Or if this is something that you know is going to take a few lessons, potentially book it in for those few lessons as well. Scheduling notes, as the name implies, you're adding any extra information that you think Joff may need. So this could include, for example, can I also grab these bits of equipment, or could this be set up and left out? Letting him know that you might bring some of the equipment, those kind of, anything that you think would be important for him to know. Equipment and chemicals that need to be prepared, so you're essentially listing those here. Okay, in quantities, so how much is Joff going to have to get out? Next bit, you'd come down, now because this was a pre-requested prac, all of this bit's been done for you, so you're just double checking you're aware of it. Okay, you're having a look through, going yep. We'll go through how to run a new one in a moment, which when we'll look at this. So once you're happy with all of that, you go generate risk assessment. Ooh, sorry, I chose a date that was in the past. Apparently we cannot do that. So let's choose a current date. Let's go generate risk assessment. And if we have a look through, this is what's going to be important for you as the teacher. You're actually looking through, making sure you're aware of the potential hazards. So for example, in this one we're using M&M's. Obviously there's a peanut allergy issue there, likewise dairy, corn, etc. Checking with your students whether they've got those allergies. Some of them are a bit extreme, okay, so for example Ziploc bags, flammable. Well, they're not using a flame, so probably don't need to worry about that. Possibility of suffocation, once again I think they were quite small bags, so the chance of a student getting them over their head or something to suffocate themselves, quite slim. So you as a teacher needing to go through these, weigh up those hazards, because what you are then going to have to do down here is assign a level of risk to it. Now for this one, because it was an old prac, it had already been done, so I'd assigned it as a medium risk prac. That's mainly due to the food allergies, okay? But the other measures in there, so checking for food allergies, making sure students had washed their hands. We used paper towel on the benches to prevent food contamination. And students put M&Ms in a Ziploc bag and ate them once they had left the lab. So those things were really important. So you as the teacher, when you read through this, are agreeing that you're aware of the risks and that you have put in control measures. And then you are signing this electronically. So by signing it, you are saying you've done all those things. So there's a really important step of this whole process. Okay, so that's our next step would be to sign. So you'd click sign, you're typing in your name. Now remember that legally is the same as you physically signing it. So remember the implications of that, I suppose. Sorry, we should have signed up there. Then what will happen then, Joff will check this. He'll, I suppose, make sure everything's all right as well. He'll sign off on his end. But remember, I suppose all of this is your responsibility at the end of the day, not Joff's. So, our next step, we can save and print that. So it's good for you as a teacher to keep a copy of it on hand. So when you're doing the prac, you've got all of that there. Just a reminder of what you need to run through as a teacher, and just a reminder about the risks involved. So that's how to do a prac someone had it already made and you're just rerunning it. In the next video, we'll go through how to actually design a new prac.